I want freedom from being big. I want freedom from being obese. And when I say big and obese, I may not be the biggest, but still freedom from the mental prison that is always thinking about your weight, always judging food, whether it's good or bad, healthy or not, counting calories. Counting calories drives me crazy because I want to eat all the calories, but is that a way of living? No, you're imprisoning yourself. I don't want to be in that prison anymore. I want to be free. You know something? I was trying to figure out how can I get people to watch this video, right? And usually you have to convince people with your words in the first 30 seconds. They call that the hook. Just like in music, the chorus is also called the hook because it's what's catchy, right? So you think about even in fishing, you put bait on the hook to fish, to catch a fish. And so we're always just trying to get people to buy into what we're selling, whether it's a product, a mindset, our thought process, our belief, whatever path we think is right, whatever we're doing, right? It's like we're all working towards hooking someone, hooking something. And what I've come to find out is that that's a very masculine way of approaching life. You're trying to create traps, even though you may be genuine about it, but you're trying to create traps so that you can get what you want out of life. And we have adopted this way of thinking and being so much to the point that I don't think people are really thinking critically about what we go out and do every day. Right? We go out, we perform, we put on our best resume self, right? We speak highly of the things that we've done before and what we want to do, neglecting to reflect or sit in the emotion of what it is we really need to address. We go out and we pursue these lives that are just to impress and hook others, right? This need to be accepted, this need to be wanted. We even work really hard to convince ourselves of our dreams. It's a lot of work that's just unnatural, right? And so when you start reflecting on how you are in this world, when you take the time to truly reflect on truth, right? No rose colored glasses, no sugar coating. What is the absolute truth about this situation? You then start to unmask, right? You unmask the personality that you've been performing for so long. You start to see who you really are. And you may not even know that person. You may have to go on a journey to get to know yourself, right? I did this exact same thing, and I'm currently doing this exact same thing with my current 100-day challenge. I just literally started yesterday. And I've stuck to my goals. There's one goal that I'm currently auditing and will likely be replacing it with a much greater solution to the problem. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. And if you're new here, my name is the Spivey J, and on my channel, I talk about mindset mastery so that we can transform our life so that we can get more fulfillment out of this life. And if that interests you, please be sure to subscribe. Okay, so let's back it up a little bit. So rewind a couple years ago, I had this idea, right? I was like, I'm going to work on a specific goal for 100 days, right? My goal was simple. It was to lose weight. That was it. I attempted this and I called it my 100-day challenge. I created an Excel spreadsheet. I had all the bells and whistles and made sure that I was ready to start on day one. And then I tried this challenge for one time, two times, three times, four times. And the first four times I attempted this challenge, I failed. And the reason I failed is because I was trying to lose weight doing an astronomical amount of things at one time, stretching myself from step 1 to step 100 without ever giving myself a chance to learn, stabilize, learn some more, stabilize again, and just go up incrementally. I didn't know what I didn't know at the time, but I had to go through that so I can have the tool set to get me to where I am today. So last year, 2025, in January, I finally successfully completed my own 100-day challenge. Reason being is because I chose one simple habit to do every single day. Not 10. I'm not tackling the whole weight loss in 100 days. Just one single habit, which for me was to walk no less than 10,000 steps. And about week 2, I realized I was thirsty. I was dehydrated. I was like, ugh. So I started to drink 1 gallon of water. Then I had to edit how much water I was drinking because 1 gallon of water, you just might as well stay in the bathroom with your toilet paper in hand all the time. Like you just using the bathroom, you just drinking water, using it out. Well, okay, later on, side note, later on I found out it's because I was just drinking a whole bunch of water at one time, but I wasn't actually hydrating my body. I was flooding my body, but I was not hydrating. So there's tools and things. Once you start doing stuff, you gain more knowledge. But anyways, I digress. And so I was successful with that challenge. And so that challenge was successful because I just stuck to the plan and it was a simple plan. And then I continued to add more habits over the last year, which resulted in me losing 50 pounds. So the things that I was doing last year worked really well. Obviously, I was able to release 50 pounds. I used that same system to start writing a newsletter every week. I used that same system to create my first digital product. I used that same system to start being okay with being visible and exposing myself and sharing publicly. And exposure therapy literally works, okay? But the other habits that I added on, in addition to water and walking, where I attempted intermittent fasting, it didn't work. So I switched to alternate day fasting, which worked. I also did strength training, stretching, and I've been trying my best to get on the 7 hour sleep train, but I'm trying. Okay. The eating solution that worked really well was alternate day fasting. All right. So I started last May and I literally went all the way until the new year eating every other day. And I promoted this because it does work. It helps your mind, it helps you lose weight, obviously. But most importantly, if it was helping me and come to better terms with my relationship with food, right? So I kept myself in this container for 7 months. And then when those 7 months ended and it was the new year, I no longer had this strict container. Baby, yeah, girl. I was eating any and everything in sight. It was like I was making up for all of the food that I missed out on for the last 7 months, right? And I was eating. Yeah, I was eating. Okay. I'm not going to even hold you. I was eating. And then on day 22 of the new year, I started posting videos every single day here on YouTube. Now, I want to be transparent and honest. Baby, I didn't gain back 12 of those 50 pounds that I lost. And at first, I was a little embarrassed, but I was so focused on making sure I post every day and just really, because I was still successful, but I want to say I lost my momentum, but I definitely wasn't able to survive in the real world. For example, think about someone that's in a prison, right? This is my assumption. I don't really know. This is what I'm going to assume. You have someone in a prison, right? They go to a prison to rehabilitate. They go into prison. They go to prison for something they did in the society that was deemed criminal. They go serve their time, rightfully so, and then they're released. Where during their time, they were rewarded for good behavior, were receiving lots of respect, not because of like violence, but like they went to prison and just became a better person. And so they, in that container, they were able to operate in that system and survive because we know that the American prison system is not a rehabilitation system like it really should be, which would be much more beneficial for everyone. I digress. So then they come out of that system and then they're lost because there's no one to tell them what time to eat, sleep, who to hang out with. The whole world is open to them now. You know, they don't know what to do. Their only skill set was really surviving, reading books, writing, hopefully. But other than that, the level of freedom they just went from to is like galaxies away, right? And so then they result to what they know. They result to what they're used to, never having truly rehabilitated the problem in the first place. I'm not saying alternate day fasting is a prison. And I also highly still recommend alternate day fasting. But I just don't think that anyone should do it for that length of time. I did it for 7 months. I think a great reset could be 100 days, but 7 months, 223 days, 223 days, way too long for me because I needed to be able to practice surviving outside of that container, not prison. I needed to practice surviving on my own without the strict boundaries of alternate day fasting. Okay, so you may be thinking like, you have free will, you can do whatever you want. Yes, but I'm the type of person that when I decide something, I'm going to do it, and I stay within those boundaries. But then on day 224, when those 7 months were up, I have no boundaries. Oh, I didn't fully, completely heal my relationship with food. I made a lot of good progress, but it wasn't complete. The one thing that I missed was that I did not learn how to sit with my emotions through food noise. That was it. Why? Because during alternate day fasting, I was just not eating that day. Right? I was just not eating that day. And since I was eating it every other day, I wasn't eating McDonald's or foreign that stuff nasty to me anyways. But I mean, like, I wasn't calorie restricted because since I was eating every other day, I could eat more and still have an additional amount of calories left. So that's how I was able to mathematically lose weight. I was consuming less food and moving more, consuming less calories and moving more. But this is what I'm learning. That's not the only part of the problem that needed to be solved. It was a very important problem and it got me to where I am. I did not gain all 50 pounds back. What I did gain back, though, what I did learn about myself is I am an emotional eater. But because I move a lot and I'm active, I did not grow to this. I did not get as big as how much I eat. I'm just being honest, right? With that said, I now know what I need to do going forward. I was about to do this 100-day challenge that I'm currently doing. Link is in the description. So I started my 100-day challenge yesterday. And I was like, okay, I'm starting. One of my habits that I'm going to stack is tracking calories, because based off of the TDEE calculator, in addition to my real BMI, because the BMI calculator that just does your height and weight is inaccurate. Go to a gym, go to an actual like sports trainer of a gym where they can like literally see what your actual muscle mass is, your fat mass, and you will be surprised. A lot of women, a lot of us black women, we may not fit the BMI scale because we may have more muscle mass than the average woman. For example, I'm putting my business out there, but 119 pounds of me is just pure muscle. Ah, beast mode, okay? So I cannot be 125 pounds like my height says I should be, because then that would just be like what, 2% body fat? Not even. Impossible. I would be a skeleton. You have to know your numbers. That's why I say, and I'm not joking when I say this, please stop following your favorite influencers supplement stack. Get your blood work, get your hormones checked, get the information from your body, your genes, your DNA. Not her. She's cute and you can relate to her on a earthly level, but biologically you are different, and that's okay. It's okay. Okay, get your stuff checked to know what your body needs. But back to what I was saying. So I was thinking about tracking calories. I was like, oh, that's going to be so tedious. And my life is here, there. I homeschool. We have our businesses. Like, we're here, we're there, we're everywhere. I'm not about to walk around with a scale. I have a scale, and it's been really helpful. But on a day-to-day basis, I was like, that's not really sustainable. And I want to choose something that's sustainable, that I'm going to have a higher success rate of. I don't want to go in and be defeated in a challenge when I could have just chose something more aligned. Okay, but that's not the. And then so then I was like, okay, 1 meal a day. I'm gonna do 1 meal a day. Boom. I don't have to worry about food for 23 hours, and then I'm gonna eat that 1 meal. Then I was like, that's are both of those options are prisons. Are going to I'm going to be successful at both. If I were to choose either of those, although I may be apprehensive about one specifically tracking calories, I would still be successful in both. That's just the type of person I am. Okay, that's just how my mind works. I'm gonna get an A plus. But then what happens after? Did I really heal the truth? And the answer is I didn't. And I would not if I just only do that. The thing I need to address is what I do when I am emotionally charged and there's food noise. I give in. I eat. I'm upset, I'm eating. I'm happy, I'm eating. I eat all the emotions, the ones from the bottom, the ones to the top, and in between. That's the real thing. That's the core thing I need to sit with. So instead of adding OMAD, tracking calories, I'm going to continue to do the things that I was doing, my 10,000 steps, my strength training, smoothies and salads, and because I like it, smoothies, salads, and soups because I like those things. But I don't think my diet needs to be OMAD, tracking calories, caloric deficit, OMAD, alternate day fasting, keto, carnivore. I don't think that I want to live my life like that because I'm going to always have to see food that way. And I do not want to just lose weight anymore. And what I learned is I want to lose fat. But the truth is, I want freedom from being big. I want freedom from being obese. And when I say big and obese, I may not be the biggest, but still freedom from the mental prison that is always thinking about your weight, always judging food, whether it's good or bad, healthy or not, counting calories. Counting calories drives me crazy because I want to eat all the calories, but is that a way of living? No, you're imprisoning yourself. I don't want to be in that prison anymore. I want to be free. I want to not think about how if I'm gonna be able to fit the largest size in this store because I'm in a country where the largest woman will be a size medium in America. If you've never been like big, I'm not talking about overweight. I'm talking about like big, obese, wide, all those things. You don't. You may not understand what I'm saying, right? I don't want to walk down the walk down the airplane aisle twisting because my hips are wider than a freaking suitcase. Like, yes, I know it's nicely shaped and I'm glad and I'm very thankful for that. But at the same time, I don't want these problems. I like being able to run and play with my kids. And losing 50 pounds last year has given me back so much more of myself. But I'm ready to take it to the finish line. I'm ready to take it to, well, the finish line sounds like the end of the road, but I'm ready to get to my healthiest version of myself without being miserable doing it and coming out on the other side still able to maintain what I started. Okay. Now, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutrition therapist. I'm not a trainer. But what I am is someone who's obsessed with becoming the best version of herself. And if I can master my mind and use my time to reflect and learn from other people to become a better person, then I'm going to do it for myself and share it with you. Because my goal is to help myself so I can help the people. My assignment on my health, my assignment on my voice is for me to do it for me so I can spread the good word. That's what I believe. It ain't just about health either. I just have to have a healthy body to do the things that I need to do the things that I'm curious about doing. That's important because your body is the foundation for your mental. So today is day 2 of my 100-day challenge. And I only ate one meal a day. I will probably eat a cookie. No, I had one meal. I had one big meal, a snack, and I'll probably eat a cookie tonight. Honestly, just one though, instead of 3. No milk. Well, ain't nothing wrong with milk, but I really just only have the taste for one because it's dark chocolate, which is really rich. But other than that, I'm like, wait. Ever since I've been drinking water the last 2 days, I'm not as hungry as I normally am. Why? Because most of the time I was dehydrated. So drinking the water has also allowed me to sit with the noise. That has been one way I've been coping with the noise, the food noise. It's I say, okay, before I go dig into this bag of X, Y, and Z, let me go just drink some water. And it's been solving the problem immediately. Okay. If you are somewhere in your journey where you want to build more momentum, I highly suggest that you start a challenge. But the thing about choosing the habits you're going to do in your challenge is you cannot expect yourself to go from 0 to 100 real quick. I know you saw someone online who said they lost 70 pounds in 4 months. Good for them. 97% of those people are going to gain it back. 3% are going to be able to maintain it, but you won't know it for the next 5 years, whether or not they maintained it or not. So do yourself a big one. Choose what's going to work for you for the long term. Instead of your pursuit being about losing something you've always had, reframe your pursuit to be gaining something. For me, that's freedom in every which way. I'm building a rich life on purpose, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And if you want to as well, I highly suggest that you hit the subscribe button because we're going to get through this as we master our minds to transform our lives, to get more fulfillment out of this life that we know that we're going to have. All right. I truly appreciate you for being here for today. In the meantime, in between time, thank you so much for watching today's video. My name is Aspire J, and I really do hope you have a beautiful day. All right. Peace. You're beautiful. I hope you know that. I hope you know that. Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Aspire J, and I really do hope you're having a beautiful day. All right, so I think that's one of the most beautiful things you can wish on somebody, right? You can wish them a beautiful day. You can wish them nothing but peace, joy, and hope, even if yours isn't going the best.